Hi everyone, my name is Alexa and I'm a peer success coach at the Shaken Center for Student Success. I am a first generation student double majoring in psychology and criminology, and I'm going into my third year here at Penn State. As someone who loves to plan out every part of my day, especially when it comes to scheduling, one of the biggest tips is to always check the campus map while building your class schedule. As liberal arts students, our classes tend to be spread out across campus. That means it's super important to make sure you can realistically get from one class to the next, especially if they are back to back. Planning with location in mind can really make your day less stressful. Something extra that I always do is to keep an umbrella in my bag for those walks to my classes. The weather in State College can change quickly, and unexpected rain is coming. Another scheduling tip is to look at the food options around your classes. You can use the Penn State Go app to order food ahead of time. This is a great way to save time and avoid waiting in line. If you're tight on time between classes, and if there aren't any food options close by, another option is packing a quick snack. If you do bring your own food, you can always Google the PSU microwave map to find nearby spots on campus where you can heat up your meals.
Hi, I'm Natalie and I'm a staff member here at the Chaikin Center for Student Success. I'm going to talk to you really quickly about online classes. Keep in mind that these are an option. However, you need to decide if these classes are what is best for you. How do you learn best? Is asynchronous going to be good for you because of the flexibility? Or are you someone who needs more structure? You can also consider, is this for a gen ed? Or is this a class required for your major? If it is required for your major, some students prefer to take these in person to establish connections with professors and classmates. On the next slide, Abby will talk more about online classes.
Hello, first gen students. I'm Abby, and I'm a first gen student, criminology major, and a peer success coach at the Chaikin Center for Student Success in the Sparks building. I'm currently heading into my senior year, but today I want to take you back to my second semester of freshman year and share how I built my class schedule. I've always been a morning person. I don't like staying up late doing homework, and I definitely prefer to be done with classes by dinner time. So when I was picking out my classes, I made sure to build a schedule that matched my energy and habits. On Mondays and Wednesdays, I started the day with my stat lecture, which was on Zoom. That made it really easy to just get up, stay in my space, and attend class. Afterwards, I'd go get breakfast and then wait for my sociology class to start. Once that class was over, I usually stopped by the library or the hub to do some homework because I knew that once I got home later, I probably wouldn't want to do much more schoolwork. On Tuesdays and Thursdays, I had stat lab, which was in person, but since I was already used to waking up early, it wasn't a problem. I also scheduled my second class right after that, so I'd be done with everything by 10:20 in the morning, which was perfect for me. You may also want to consider scheduling a mix of online classes and in-person classes. Having an online class can take the pressure off of you during your school week by having a class that you can do at your own pace. You have to decide if that is something that will work for you or if you need more structured classes. You will know if it's an online class if there's no time or location established on Schedule Builder or LionPath. What I really want to emphasize is how important it is to build a schedule that works for you. Ask yourself, are you a morning person or more of a night owl? Do you like having back-to-back classes to get everything done quickly, or do you prefer breaks between them? Once you understand those things about yourself, making your schedule becomes a lot easier and less stressful. It'll help you make time for yourself and for things like work, studying, or just relaxing. It may take a semester to figure out what works best for you in terms of scheduling, and that is okay. Just make a mental note of what works and what doesn't work, and try again next semester.
Hi everyone, my name is Diana and I'm a fourth year psychology major with a minor in Spanish. One of the things that I'm going to talk about today is Rate My Professor, and I find it to be a very useful resource. So I always ensure that I use Rate My Professor as a tool when I'm picking out my classes, especially if it's with a professor that I've never had before. Rate My Professor helps me take into account aspects such as what the class is structured like. So is the class lecture-based? Is it discussion-based? Is it interactive? Other things like the types of assignments that professors assign. There are types of teaching style, how the professor communicates with students. I find these especially helpful. And how to do this is I'll take a look at the comments, what students post. So typically, students will explicitly say how they feel about a professor, like Dr. B is amazing or Dr. B is terrible. And also, these comments are really relevant to the other kinds of information. So comments will include details about the lecture, the assignments, homework, exam style, and more. Overall, I find it most helpful to look at the comments that the students are submitting. But this information is not an end-all be-all. I use it as a loose guide to inform myself when choosing classes. Rate My Professor can give valuable insight, and it is important to figure out what you like in a professor and their teaching styles before considering others' opinions. So remember, there can be some bias in these ratings and in these comments, but consider the overall trends and context when you are using Rate My Professor as a tool.